Khalif, he's been so good returning punts this year, but he's not getting a ton of opportunities. I'm sure that's what teams are doing. They're kicking away and kicking it high or whatever. Is there anything you can do to create more opportunities, or is that just something you kind of have to live with what the opponent's doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably a number of factors in it. Number one, how many times is the opponent punting? That number's not super high for us. That's a lower number, so that would give us more opportunities. And the next part of it's where are they punting on the field? I mean, if they're punting around midfield, it's hard to get a return. It doesn't really matter who you have back there. You got to make sure you're taking away the fake, and you also got to try to make sure the ball's punted first and then set the return. So a lot of it's the situation, but no, I think he's done a great job of keeping the ball off the ground and making the most of the opportunities he can get. Obviously, we know he's explosive. We try to get him the ball as much as we can, but there's only so much he can do. Yeah.
You're a stats guy. Is that always weird that there's a certain amount that you have to, a certain amount of returns you have to qualify? I think it's like 1.25 per game. Isn't that kind of a funky little?
Did you say no? I am a stats guy. Or?
I know you're. Yeah. Kind of stats.
It's funny because I would say like I'm totally against all that stuff, but I'm also really into all that stuff. So, talking out of both sides of my mouth.
Is that weird how they qualify? Because when you look at the leaders in the league, Khalif isn't there, even though his average is second highest in the league, but he doesn't qualify with enough returns. Maybe to Justin's point a little bit too. Is that a little funky how they do that?
Yeah, I would say, I guess it is weird. I mean, it is and it's not, because you could look at it the other way and say there's like some guy out there who has one return for 30 yards and he'd be one of the top guys, and it's like, well, it's not really the same. Yeah, so I get the question. Yeah, I didn't know that he wasn't counted in that as of right now. But yeah, I guess I got to cut it off somewhere. I can't help you more than that, sorry.
With special team statistics, obviously there's clear and obvious ones we look at and understand. We've talked in the past about you have your own kind of personal metric system. You've got a couple more games left, I understand that, but through 15 weeks you probably have a pretty good understanding. What are you proud of with your group that maybe people aren't seeing that you guys have done all year, all year?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to the question. There's things that I like, there's things I don't like, but I think for the most part we've played fairly consistently throughout the course of the season, really throughout the course of 2 years, and I think that's important. But yeah, I don't know. There's a million different things to look at. It's good. I don't know, somebody handed me some other sheet, like an expected points thing that was done by somebody, and we were high in that. But yeah, I have my own opinions on all that. I'm going to keep them to myself for now. When we build the website, we'll fix the punt return count, and we'll make sure only the pertinent ones are out there.
Dave, this question's kind of out of left field, but I've gotten some questions about Muehlbach, and we see him down there every day. I'm just curious what he provides.
Yeah, he helps us out. He obviously has helped Daly out some. He's been good for that. And then, on game day, he sits up in the box and he makes sure we have 11 guys out there on the field. So he kind of helps us with the count, some stuff like that. And then during the week in practice, he's kind of helping out with some of the look teams and the scout looks and the cards. And so obviously he does some of that. And then, but Jet Modkins really does the bulk of all that stuff. So Meal's kind of in a role where he's helping out with the front office stuff, but he does a little bit of stuff for us too.